Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Emmanuel Agbogun dey talk about Edo State House of Assembly election wey be wan happen this Saturday, but INEC don postpone am to next week wey be 18th of March. Make I leave you make you hear from Emmanuel wetin he get to talk about the election.
Yes. A warm, very warm good morning to you all, my conscious Edo people. I remain no other person than yours, noble rider activist, Comrade Agbogun Emmanuel. You all know last I said on Facebook I was going to be live yesterday, but because of civil engagements I had with issues that I'm currently attending to, I couldn't make it possible yesterday and I had a long day. So if you are just joining me, particularly I want to focus this broadcast on the obedient people, the obedient supporters, the obedient winners who we saw in the last Edo presidential and senatorial elections in Edo State. Do not forget the obedience. You guys won Edo Central, Edo South senatorial seats, won 2 House of Rep seats in Oredo and Obaka and Ego. You won those House of Rep seats, and you also won the senatorial seats and won the presidential elections in Edo State. So anybody who has the interest of Edo State at heart knows that you guys are the electorate who are on ground and you are very, very much obedient in Edo State. But I want to still say certain things to these burning electorates that we have that wants to see a better Edo, that there are certain times we must look at issues fundamentally. Fundamentally, I say fundamentally. So if you are just joining me live, for some of us who move across the length and breadth of Nigeria in struggle for justice for oppressed victims, we are always everywhere in the country. As I'm speaking to you now, I know some of you looking outside the window will say, "I Edo State this." No, I'm in one of the states in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I also want to make you all know that there will be a big challenge if the obedient family decides to support the candidates in your party in the House of Assembly. Because what transpired is that the Labour executives manning the leadership capacity of Edo Labour Party, they had sold out the party forms for House of Assembly in bulk to the Edo State government. You all could remember a certain time ago when the governor came out to say that if the PDP is not careful, that the obedient people, you hear them these days in town, they are called obedient. And the next thing the governor did was to, call for a symposium, an outdoor event where comedians were, enlightening people to come and vote. And at that point in time, the obedient, strength and capacity grew wide. What now transpired was that the governor now feeded majority of his loyalists as Labour candidates, hoping that as at the time when the PDP were still in court, when the legacy PDP won the Obaseki faction over who were to be delegates in the presidential election, the governor did not want to take a slight chance, knowing fully well that social media is a very strong tool for winning elections in Edo. What did the governor did? He moved some of his boys to Labour Party. If you could remember, Stanley is supporting Labour Party, Albert is supporting Labour Party, the good comrade, very many of them that support the governor, they are supporting Labour Party. Particularly, even our brother Toka Masipi, that is still showing us the same project for the past 4 years that is begging for completion. These persons are supporting Labour Party not because they love Labour Party. They are supporting Labour Party because the governor was using that as an alternative. But God willing, everybody saw how Nigerians rally around Peter Obi. to the extent that Peter Obi's candidature as presidential aspirant for Labour Party won over 10 senatorial seats across the country. Out of the 93 senatorial seats that we have in Nigeria, he won 10. And Edo, particularly Edo South, were part of those constituencies that voted massively for the senatorial candidate that defeated both the PDP and the APC candidates in the last senatorial elections. Now, if you take a closer look at those persons who won the senatorial seats and the House of Rep seats, they are all PDP members. The current Senate-elect for Edo South is a member of the PDP. When I say he's a member of the PDP, he was the immediate legislative aide. I want you guys to listen. He is the immediate legislative aide to Senator Matthew Oroide. He has worked with the PDP senator for 8 years. But because the PDP senator themselves too were contemplating whether they can win the Senate seat in PDP, and they needed the PDP because the PDP had a more robust party structure across the 7 local governments of Edo South, they decided to buy those forms as an alternative. It was at the day end when the seven senator knew that having contested for Senate primaries under PDP, there was no way he was also going to contest or run for Senate under Labour Party. That was why he handed over the form to Barrister Neda Imaswe, Sanedo son, a Bini born, and a former legislative aide to the PDP senatorial candidate and representative of Edo South in the person of Matthew Oroide. If you move a step further, the person who won Edo, everybody knows is a full-blown PDP member. The person who won Ego, everybody knows is a PDP member, former PDP member. So what they did was to use that as an alternative, the Obaseki faction. What they did was to use that as an alternative. So now, to further portray the point I'm letting you guys know now, I want to start with my local government, because I told you when you want to talk about local, the House of Assembly, it's all about local matters. As I speak to you now, the newly appointed liaison officer in the person of Richard Edebiri, the newly appointed liaison officer is the House of Assembly candidate for Labour Party. How can an Obaseki that says he doesn't have anything to do with Labour Party, how can those candidates who are in Labour Party automatically get appointment into Obaseki's government? They have been former commissioners, like the person of Richard Edebiri is a former commissioner representing my local government in Obaseki's government. If he's truly a Labour man, why will he resign his Labour candidacy to collect a liaison officer position for my local government? As we speak, he's the current serving local government liaison officer in one of the local governments, and he doubles as the Labour candidate. Some of you will not do your research. We are saying things that are visible now. People are coming to the platform to put red head because they don't want these things to go viral. So if you love Edo, if you want Edo to see prosperity, if you want Edo for us to know the extent at which the government has appropriated our funds for us, we need an opposition that will carry out the business of legislature. Because under 3.5 years running now, the Obaseki-led government have refused to inaugurate the complete House of Assembly members that were elected. So if the governor knows that the legislature is not so important to him, why is he at this time even going to communities where they promise them that or they demolish their properties? Now he's not promising them and telling them that they will let go of the land, and it was a mistake. That was one in Sokeomo. In Ikpobaoka, I'm using that as an example. That was one in Sokeomo that did that, and misled the government to do that. So, I have cited my own local government as an example. I told you the Labour candidate in my local government, resigned as the candidate to collect appointment, despite the fact that he has been a former commissioner under Obaseki government. He has been currently now a liaison officer to the government for my local government, and a commissioner of agriculture representing my local government. So that is that. Now let us move to Ego. Derek Owango is my friend. You know, that period when I was attacked in the deputy governor's petrol station, where some of us were kicking against citing a filling station at the back of the airport transmitter, what transmit network to flights that are landing in and evacuating from the airport. Putting a petrol station there is like exposing the facilities, the infrastructure to destruction. We protested against it, but because of the instrument of state, they went ahead and continued it. So on that day when I was attacked, it was this my brother Derrico. He was part of the sympathizers that came to rescue me, because when people passerbys were passing, I tried to create an awareness so that people will know that this is a mob action against me. So vehicles were slowing down, and at the end of the day, some of them who I can identify, one of them is Derek, who is going for House of Assembly representing the people of Ego. Derek is a former councillor under the Obaseki government. He doubles as an SSA to the government. He is also a member of the Labour Party. In case of some of you don't know, I've also posted his pictures on my platform. You can go there and see it for yourself. But let me still show you the person you are talking about. He's also a member of the VGN. In fact, Obaseki government blood is flowing in his vein. Obaseki government blood is flowing in his vein. And whether you like it or not, what we want is a government that will be responsive to our people. Sometimes people will say, oh, why am I not criticizing Buhari? I have told you times that number, I'm not a fan of Buhari. Buhari is the president of Nigeria. I don't support Buhari. But one thing is very obvious. I cannot be talking about Nigeria when there's opportunity in my state and we have a government in the state. If every state decides to work, I was very happy when our governor came out to say that whether they don't want to fix the Sapele road or not, the federal government, they are playing politics with the road, that we can survive without the federal government. The governor said it. And he went there to carry out construction activities that is not completed till today. So the question to ask is, why is the governor not, after the Labour Party that he say they will grow out of steam, why are they not campaigning against Labour Party? Why is the governor not saying that Labour Party, we don't need you now, vote for LAPDP? The governor is only, and his media aides, they are only attacking APC, because the governor knows that at the end of the day, if Labour Party emerges with more numbers, he will play this abracadabra politics where they will go and carry out nocturnal inauguration, and at the end of the day, they will starve other members from being inaugurated into the House of Assembly. That is just their sole plan. You can remember when Philip Shaibu went to Edo North during the period when he was, criticizing his former boss and saying this about Oshomole. He said some persons who are contesting for candidature of APC under for the Edo State House of Assembly, that when they win, they will come and meet them in Benin. The deputy governor said so. I will put that video for you in an hour. I will bring it out and play it for you in an hour. The deputy governor came out to say that when these people win, are we not the one to give them a proclamation later? Let them come and inaugurate and let us see. A governor, administration, executive government that is telling intending parliamentarians such a thing. Don't you think that there's a skeleton in this government that other people need to know? every government across the globe will always want to have a responsive and viable legislation that will bring to their knowledge and understanding the plight of their people. But somebody who is aspiring in the deputy governor's constituency, he's already saying, let that one come, whether they will swear him in. What does that imply? What does that imply? If you also go to Ikpobauka, our sister there, one is Soketanko. She has been the coalition officer for Obaseki in Ikpobauka local government. She's a very, 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 very loyal ally to the SSG. Osaodioge. She's a very, very, very loyal ally. We all know this. We are in the system. We are stakeholders. But many of the electorate, because they are not in the system, they are only participating because they are electorate. They do not engage the system. They are not aware of all these things. So I want to urge my people. They are telling you that it is the business of Parliament to impeach the governor, to impeach the deputy governor. But they forget one thing, that in carrying out the impeachment process, it is not just only the Parliament that will verify the lapses and the errors and the illegalities of the executive. It will also be subject to judicial scrutiny and judicial interpretation of what their findings is all about. Today, who appointed the chief judge of Edo State? Is it not the governor? Who appointed the judges in the court? Is it not the governor? So if the governor is only bothered about the legislature, are you not seeing it from the angle that there is a skeleton in the cupboard that the government doesn't want us to know? For crying out loud, if I tell you the kind of resources that some of us spend to get information, you will shock. I'm in Abuja now. I'm going to force CID over a land grabbing issue. Once I finish from there, I'll also be going to the CAC office. There are some companies that the governor have sold people's communities to. Some of them, those companies are privately owned by an individual. Companies that you address as an investor. And come here, let me mention one of them for you. Let me mention one of those companies for you so that you can see them, so that you can also know them. One of those companies is called Siraj. It's called Siraj Nigeria Limited. The governor sold the entire land they acquired in Obage Nebosa, in Okoma, Obayato, where they say they want to build a new city. The governor sold it to this Siraj. As far as I'm concerned, this Siraj Nigeria Limited is a company owned by a Lebanese man with a total capital share of 20 million naira. Only one person. Where is the company located? The company is located at number 8, Bode Peters Anthony Ville, Lagos. All the real estate companies that are in Benin that are growing their businesses in Benin, why is the governor not calling our own indigenous firms? Must it be from Lagos? Must it be from Lagos? Must it be from Lagos? That's the question we are saying. Must this thing come from Lagos? Why can't the Edo indigenous firms? Why can't they be the ones to do this development? Why can't we grow our own indigenous one when it comes to building? What is real estate? Is it not just building? So why can't the governor patronize our own indigenous firms? Must it be people from Lagos? mostly be people from Lagos. So my Edo people, before we begin to cry over spilled milk, I want to advise you people, even when you get to Ovia, even when you get to Ovia Constituency 1 and 2, you get to Orion 1 and 2, they are all former PDP members. Some of them are people who follow the governor from Labour, from APC to PDP. From PDP, they have now moved to Labour Party. From PDP, they have now moved to Labour Party. So of what benefit do you think these people will be to the average Edo persons in terms of legislation? Of what benefit? So all I'm trying to make you understand is that as Edo people, we must look into this matter squarely. The election is just on Saturday here. Are you going to vote for the continuity of legislative pocketism, where legislators will be fixed in the pocket? Despite the fact that there are demolitions here and there, forceful seizure of land in the name of overriding land use act, forgotten about the fact that the governor collected people's land since 2017. Compensation have not been paid. 6 years later. What intentions does the governor have as to the advancement of our state? These are the issues some of us are bringing before on the table so that they can be looked into squarely. My conscious Edo people, a lot of you ask, why do I like criticizing the governor? I don't want to criticize the governor. I am only criticizing the policies. Obaseki as an individual is an elderly man, is an elder statesman. I don't have anything against Obaseki. What I have issues with is how my state is being governed. The beauty of democracy is opposition. Any government that wants to stop at nothing to ensure that opposition in the state does not exist, that amounts in a democracy, that amounts to absolute dictatorship and totalitarianism. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this as a state. Today, when other states are commissioning flyover, commissioning multi-billion-dollar projects and factories and industry, our governor is celebrating Ukpari street lights. The street light our governor is celebrating, despite the fact that we have 95 megawatts of power. So these are the issues that we are currently letting you know, because we want a better Edo for all of us. So take your time. Take your time. After the broadcast, an hour or two, I will also publicize evidences to show that these persons who are in Labour Party, particularly in Edo South, are members of Obaseki's inner government. They are loyalists. Their business in Labour Party is just to ensure that Obaseki complete his tenure. It's not to represent Edo people. Whether Edo people is dying, they don't care. Their message there is to make sure that they do everything possible to win and get Obaseki, whether he's doing wrong or right, to finish his tenure. I am not against Obaseki not finishing his tenure. But if there are issues with his government that they have done with the resources of Edo people that is not for the interest of Edo people, then at the end of the day, we must say it the way they are. And those are the kind of legislators we want to be in our parliament. In case you don't know, Obaseki had meetings with the former local government chairman in the state. They all told him point blank that he has failed them and people will reject them in this election. The governor walked out on that meeting. Make your findings. Make your findings. Make your findings. Make your findings. Ask questions. Some of these local government chairmen, ex-local government chairmen are your friends. They are your brothers. They are our brothers and sisters. So go and ask them questions and verify what I'm saying is a lie. all of a sudden, people who no longer, who say they have stepped aside from the governor's government, they are now coming back. They say they love Edo State. What have you seen them criticize about the governor that is bad? Have you seen them come out to make statements? Rather, anytime they collect monies from the government to propagate falsehood, they will come out with one story, packaging and rebranding it to deceive Edo people. Particularly our Edo diaspora, before the elections, governor was doing Zoom meeting with two people. And people know the electorate that supported him. Now, why is he not calling people for those Zoom meetings? Because he knows that he doesn't have answers to the question people want to ask. Shine your eye, no be insult too. Shine your eye, no be insult. I don't know they carry last. Now because they were wise. You must look into this issue squarely. Because you want to grind Edo State. I bet you, if the governor succeed, there will be more demolitions, there will be more forceful seizure of people's land, and at the end of the day, the book of lamentation may not be your portions. Because majority of you are in diaspora, most of your houses have been marked for demolition. The governor described your house as how do they put it again in the notice they serve you? Say, yeah, you erected a strange concrete block, a house that you have suffered to build. Somebody will describe it that it's a concrete block. What you sweat for? That is only for that too. We are not talking about monies that came into the state from 13% derivation that we can use to do flyover. Legislator did not say anything about that money. It is another governor like our governor that is saying things that we now see as the truth over the same amount of monies that we are discussing about. So let us keep our fingers crossed and ensure that we do those things that would earn us the right respect and the right future that we need. So go and make your verifications. I'll be live around 4 p.m. for us to have an engagement, a calling session where people who know the truth will be saying it the way it is. And if I'm lying, let them also tell me. Is Richard Odebiri not a member of Obaseki in our government? Is Isoke Tongo, is she not a member of Obaseki in our government? Is Derek not a member of Obaseki in our government? These are the candidates that Obaseki is looking for. He wants to play the same old trick of carrying out nocturnal inauguration where people can even wear nika and short nika for into parliament for inauguration. It has never happened in Edo before. So I want to cut it short here. By 4 p.m. we meet again to discuss extensively on the issue of governance. As I told you, there are a lot of things Parliament needs to do for Edo, not just the governor, Parliament this time around. That is why some of us are doing the needful this very minute. I remain no other person than your Noble Right activist, Comrade Aigbogu Emmanuel. Please and please, if you are a lover of Edo, it is an opinion that is before the public domain. I want you to share it so that we all can get to understand the decisions we are about to take and the interest that follows with it. Just park behind that car.
Okay, thanks, sir. This one, sir.
Yes. Park here, not space. So that is it. The elections for March 11, we are going to be discussing it further from 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. this evening. There are a lot of candidates across other political parties. If you are not even willing to vote for APC, vote for those ones that you feel represent you well. But it will be of more damage to Edo people if you vote for candidates in Labour Party and PDP. Go and write it down. Emmanuel Aigbogu says so. Go and write it down. Go and write it down. Emmanuel Aigbogu has just told you the fact. Go and write it down. That the candidates in Labour Party and PDP are not working for the interests of Edo people. So at this juncture, I want to call it a halt. by 4 p.m. please join me live so that we can jointly elaborate and analyze these issues. There will be a calling section via WhatsApp. There will be a calling section via direct lines. And I'll be live for over 2 hours where we will be discussing these things. So please, to invite others to this platform, please share this broadcast for us. We are 33 persons watching as I speak. We were over 50 before. But if you are here and you are listening to me now, share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. Share it, share it, share it, because I'm also about to share mine before I leave. So I'm also about to share mine.
Appreciate what I'm sending to you.
But if you are here and you're listening to me now, share this program. Share it. Share it, share it, share it, because I'm also about to share mine. So I'm sharing mine into groups. So please share the broadcast. I'm sharing mine now. Please share yours. Do us that good so that people might get to know who they are voting for. There are other aspirants. As an Edo electorate, you must look carefully before casting your vote. So I'm using this medium to appeal to the consciences of our people. Let us be open-minded, because whatever affects one affects all. You can see I'm sharing it to other platforms so that those who were not able to watch it on mine can see it in other platforms and follow. So please, if you have not shared, please do me that favor by sharing. Do me that favor by sharing. By 4 p.m. it's going to be a calling section. Remember, I'm yours, not bride activist. If you have gotten any form of information and appreciation to this broadcast, I want to see you show me some likes and love before I go. I want you all to show me some likes before I leave. Do remember, I am your Snowboard activist. So I want you all to show me some likes. Show me some likes before I go. Show me some likes. I know some person will be coming with red head, but show me some likes before I go. Once again, yeah. I've also seen some likes and red heads flowing from viewers out there. I don't really know why somebody will be putting a red head here. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm only just speaking to my people as a citizen and also as an electorate. So the decision is yours, but I must appeal to your consciences in the best interest of transparency and accountability in Edo State. Let us not vote for Labour Party and PDP in these forthcoming elections. So do remember, I am Comrade Agbogu Emmanuel. I will be live by 4 p.m. for us to discuss issues and issues of importance to our immediate, our our immediate constituencies as it affects us. Once again, bye for now.
Now we don't hear from Emmanuel Aigbogun. Let us know what you think for comment section. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, try make you subscribe so that make you for the hear all the things where they happen for Nigeria. Make I leave you with this video, make you help us share them. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.